We are so happy to see you again. Or I see like some similar faces, some faces from my friends, and also I'm really surprised because I see some new faces, and maybe you here at the first time. So now you have more opportunity to learn more about what is going on in Ukraine now. And today we have like some kind of mix of presentation. We prepared newsletter, and also we will go deeply about topic which we touched in previous meeting. It's about raping Ukrainian girls. Yeah, so starting from the news, Alexandra, next slide. Yep, we decided to show you the slide with no comments because I guess most of you could just take a look and understand what is going on in Russia now, and especially you can see two of Mariami actually mentioned about Victory Day in Russia. And in this slide, you can see two photos, like Putin's speech in Victory Day and when in Russia, and when they go with some politicals also in Russia. And the thing is that it's Victory Day for Russia, and but not for us, and it wasn't a Victory Day even for us as Ukrainians, even before like the February 24th, because for Ukraine, like it's mean that one regime, like dictator regime, won another dictator regime, like Soviet Union, like wins this this war, but Ukrainians after Ukraine after this war didn't get like independent. Yeah, and you can see in this picture some photos when Putin like compare with Hitler. Yeah. And next slide, maybe we go deeply about news. Okay. Oh, yeah, it's so cool. Firstly, good news for Ukrainians is that in the 2nd of May, Biden signed an land list. I guess maybe many of you or some of you know from history what is like land lease, because it happened after World War II or during when USA give like so much weapon to the Soviet Union. I guess it was for 160 billions to support like Soviet Union in war. And it's some kind like specifically, or what, how to say, that Biden signed this law on May 9. And this means that for us, we will have more opportunity to have heavy weapon and also some military assistance from USA. And also one important comment that this law, like land lease, concern not only Ukraine, but also other European country could like apply or make a request for this like land lease. And another news you can see here, our president Volodymyr Zelensky. He was in like call with guys, girls, how to pronounce it?
Ursula von der Leyen.
Von der Leyen. Thank you. Yeah. It's like European. Okay, yes, and the thing is that now Ukraine officially finished, completed the part of questioners. Like it's why it's so important for us, because completed this questioners, it's important step for us to get actually membership in US Union, European Union. Yep. And another thing which was news, I really started a little bit crying when I saw this news, because it happened in 10th of May, and I just saw post in social media. And the thing is that I guess many of you aware about Pulitzer prize, and this year Ukrainians get like a special award from Pulitzer prize, and not like not Ukrainians, but actually Ukrainian journalists and all who like fight in information war against Russia. And it's like so specific for us, and yeah, I'm really proud of our journalist. Another thing, like the one, like for me especially, one of the most important news which happened this week, it's about petition Save Mariupol. And I guess many of you are aware what happened in Mariupol now. But if you hear like word Azovstal at the first time, just Google it, please. Google it if you're not aware what is Azovstal. And learn more. Maybe girls will put in chat how to spell Azovstal. The thing is that there is like a plant in Mariupol which is not occupied, and it's called Azovstal plants. And successfully, most of civilians like were evacuated from this plant, but there are still like Ukrainian soldiers who are wounded, who are really in horrible conditions. They have no access like for some medical assistance. And Ukrainians and especially wife of one of soldier from Azovstal initiate this petition. It's called Save Mariupol, and it's now this petition like gathered more than 1 million signers, I guess. Yeah. And the thing is that we, like Ukrainians, we call for immediate, very important moment, immediate extraction of all people who are still in Azovstal, especially our defenders, especially civilians, all wounded, all bodies of unfortunately bodies of fallen Ukrainian soldiers. And the thing is that similar things happened during World War II, when do you hear like how to pronounce Dunkirk? Dunkirk. Dunkirk.
That's correct, Dunkirk.
Yeah. Because in Ukraine it's Junker, and yeah, it's really important. Yeah, it's happened in during the Second World War II, and the thing is that in that case, British and French soldiers was like in circle in this Dunkirk. I guess it was like code or something like that. And the thing is that they asked for evacuation, and Hitler ordered to stop attack on this Dunkirk and not approach like German soldiers come closer. And it's happened in like World War II, but now situation in Azovstal is really bad, and it's more worse than in Dunkirk. Yeah, and I guess next slide. Yes, you know that in previous thank you. You know that in previous meeting we asked you to do some actions for Ukraine, like go to rallies or boycott Russia goods. For this moment, we ask you to stand with Azovstal and somehow help people who are stuck in Azovstal now. And today I helped one woman from Mariupol and like provide to interview. And actually she was in Azovstal plant, and she was successfully evacuated as a civilian, but her husband is still in Azovstal, and she said that she had a call with him, and they have like little baby. It's like 6 months baby. By the way, this baby also was in Azovstal plant, and they have the call with her husband from Azovstal, and he is like without leg, like he can't move. He wandered, and he said that it's better to find like a new father for our baby. Yeah. Yes. And by the way, this man about whom I'm speaking, he joined like as Ukrainian military, like volunteer, like volunteering, something like that. So he could be like just a civilian, but from the beginning of Russian invasion, started volunteering, and it's like only as a soldier, yeah, and it's only like one story. There is like I guess 100 stories, as you can see in this image. And next slide. Yeah, so we call you for actions. Our first step is sign this petition, Save Mariupol. It's like really easy. It's only 5 minutes, and very important, if you sign petition, just you should approve it through your email, like because there are some cases where people just go in this website, just click on sign and do not approve this from mail, and it's a little bad. And another thing is, if you present some organization, NGO, if you are business owner, trade maker, or director of some foundation, cooperation, or if you represent organization, for example, as UPG, because we already wrote letter to UPG and for some people for UPG, please like signed open letter to United Nations. I will send a link to chat a little bit later where you can download this letter and then send to mail, and then like Ukrainians volunteers will pass this letter to United Nations. And another two steps, like if you want to be really a little bit aware of what is going on in Azovstal, we recommend you to watch like press conference with defenders of Azovstal. Yes, they still have internet connection, but their resources like not so big. They still have like something to eat. They still have water, but it's really like a small amount. And also we ask you to share this and also there is a website how we can support Mariupol. Mariupol heroes actually in Azovstal. I will also send it in chat. And here is like a post in actually in my page, but it was translated by our colleague Valeria in English. So you can go visit this post and then share it in your social media. Yeah, and we ask you like, do these like similar steps somehow help Ukraine? I actually don't know would be like useful or not useful. Does union read all this letter, or but I think in this case we do really do need do what we can do, what in our power, and it's really better do something, do some actions to help Ukrainians heroes, or yeah, or then do not nothing, like ніж, я ж правильно сказала, it's better to help. Yeah, so it's, I guess, all from me, and I will pass floor to Alexa, and she will go deeply in another topic. Like,
Yes, thank you, Danka. Please tell me if I am audible. Yeah,
Yes, you
okay.
are. Thank you, Danka. And yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. Доброго вечора. Ми з України. I wanted to start my speech from this phrase for a very long time. It translates it like, good evening, we are from Ukraine. It sounds so simple, but today it's so powerful in Ukraine. And when you say hello this way, you see that your brother or your sister is in front of you. So hello, my dear family, my dear international family. Wow, today I am so inspired. I can't wait to finish to final thoughts. Sorry, Yemi, I have to say it right now. I'm so inspired by your feelings that you share, your thoughts that you share. And there are so many of you. I see new faces. I see faces that are really family for me right now. Muhaki, Mariami, wow, girls, you are amazing and you are wonderful. I follow you on Insta and you are just wonderful. And your speeches at the beginning were so powerful that it gives us more energy to continue to do what we do. And because it took so much energy and so much time to collect this information and to speak. It's so hard to tell this. And today, Elena said that emotions are good. And I want to share one thing with you. About 1 month ago, when I told to my husband one very horrible news, I couldn't speak. When I started to speak, I couldn't do that. I just started to cry. I just started crying. And then I said, well, maybe the fact that I'm crying just mean that I'm human and that I'm a normal human, because I can't say it without emotions. And we want to share with you very tough topic. While I was preparing this, the next slide, after that, I told my Ukrainian sisters that I probably gonna need some therapist, at least 1 hour with the therapist, because it was like mind blowing. So I collect some interceptions that are published from Security Service of Ukraine. And here is the next slide. Here, all that I choose. I will start from the latest one. It was published on May 11. On this interception, as you see, there is no translation in Ukrainian, but I will tell you what it's about. On this interception is the reaction of Russians soldier wife to the fact that Ukrainian children who were forcibly deported to Russia refused to draw pictures to glorify a victory day. And according to her, Ukrainian children said that this was not the holiday, the victory day, and this was the reason why they refused. So this woman, if it's possible to call her like that, says that these children are Nazi, and she would torture them if she was one of those who work with them. And her exact words are, I would inject them with drugs if I was there. I would look into their eyes and say, die, suffer. I would cut their genitals, cut out the stars on their backs, and in general, I would cut off the ear every day, the finger, so that it would hurt them so much. Answering her, her husband told, but they are children, they are just children. And she said, I hate all Ukrainians. Now I hate them even more. Next one was published on May 7. This one. And from this interception, we know that the occupiers killed Ukrainian mothers in front of their children. And a commander of howitzer, if I'm right, battery says that the local population is very angry, and he's kind of surprised of that fact. And he said that it's quotation, quote, sorry. A mother was walking with 2 kids. So what? Ours killed her in front of children, just killed her. In response, his wife found nothing better than to justify this crime, and she said, of course, she is also considered an enemy. It is hard for me to comment this somehow, so I'll just continue. On April 28, there was one more interception, shows that torture of Ukrainian men and women is becoming massive and is carried out even on the territory of Russian Federation. where they try to beat information out of them. And in this intercepted phone call between Russian occupier and who is currently in Ukraine and his acquaintance who is an employee of Russian special services, and it's a woman. Here what Russian occupier says: two were caught. We tried to crack them and get nothing. We take one to the forest and interrogate the other one. We shoot as if we killed him. He didn't say a thing. Okay, then we put his leg under the wheel and drove. He didn't say nothing. Saying this, the occupier is surprised by the strength of spirit of Ukrainians and the fact that he said nothing. And his interrogator calls the torture of Ukrainian military a reception. And she says that guys, after these receptions, go on sick leaves with broken legs and arms. And she said, well, it's fun. It's fun there. And then she adds that a woman came. She means Ukrainian woman came to Russian Federation, not came, she was put there. And she received her and broke her nails. And this guy from who is in Ukraine, he asked, your nails against her, I hope, asked him laughing. And she said, of course, of course. And the next one, this interception, we will share this presentation, and you will find all the links to these interceptions. And on this one, a Russian occupier tells how he tortured Ukrainian prisoners and how they screamed when he cut off the fingers and the wrists. On one more interception during this call made on April 12, a wife of an invader allows to rape Ukrainian women and ask him not to tell her about this, but to use protection. And then they just laughed. One more interception is here. It's in Ukrainian only. And from this one, we know that an invader's sister, who is a schoolgirl, asked him in a letter to hurry in killing all the Ukrainians and come back home soon. And the last one was made on March 30. It's also only in Ukrainian. It says that here an invader tells his wife that 3 other invaders raped a 16-year-old girl. And one more interception in this one. It says that invaders just killed and ate dog because they didn't want to eat the food they had. So they even killed and ate dog. This is not the end of tough news, tough information. I leave here the link to this YouTube channel when you can find this interceptions in English and in Ukrainian. And the next one, a tough topic, it's like a sensitive topic. It's about the war crime, which is rape. And last week, Judith asked about the support of the victim who were raped, and we collected some information about that. So here are Here is one NGO. It calls in Ukrainian, it calls Дівчата. In English, it translated like girls. It was founded by Yulia Sporish, and it was like founded like 2.5 years ago. And the goal of this NGO was to encourage girls to consciously build their life strategy, taking into account the peculiarities of female physiology and the modern opportunities for professional realization. As she is IT specialist, and she saw that many girls afraid to go to this field, and she want to encourage them. So there were some kind of two goals for the activity. And this NGO implemented the project on money they get from donors, philanthropists, and volunteers. So there is no commercial activity. And when the war started, they refocused their activities, and today they working on providing humanitarian assistance to women, to children, especially in Kiev and Kiev Oblast. And here are three I forgot the word. Three things they do. First of all, what they do is targeted financial assistance to residents of the Irpin region. It's Irpin. It's a town neighboring to Bucha, so there were many atrocities were made there. The next one is providing humanitarian assistance to children and to women. So they buy food, baby food, diapers, and as well as food and medicine. And the third one is psychological assistance to war victims. It concerns adults and children. And the important thing that NGO girls provide free psychological assistance to victims of sexual war crimes. And they have gathered together resilient and professional therapists. So I see these messages on social media where they ask if you know some specialist who can do this job, please contact us and share this information with us. And they work with children, adults, and family members of victims. And they provide this free, absolutely free long-term rehabilitation for a period of 6 months to these people. And here I leave information how to contact them in case you have some contacts with Ukrainian and you know the story, because as you may know or not know, that victims, they afraid to speak about this violence they live through. And in case you know such story, you know this person, just share this information for them to get help. Another one NGO is Masha Foundation. It is a public organization. It was founded in 2020 by Masha Yefrosinina, who is philanthropist and UN honorary ambassador to Ukraine and TV presenter. And the mission of this foundation was to stand up against all forms of violence, and especially on home violence. They built shelters for women who suffered from this type of violence. But when the war started, they also refocused and put on pause their projects. And now they provide humanitarian aid to women, children, and elderly people and people with disabilities of all age. Here you can see what they do. And one thing I want to share is this post. This post impressed me when I saw it on Instagram. It says in Ukrainian, sorry, but it says what to do if you've been through rape. And when you see these pictures, you see step by step what to do. And this picture says that, honey, you're not guilty. Please, if you are the victim, call these numbers. Go ask for help. It's okay. And it's like a step-by-step instruction what to do. And it's written in such a kind way. And if I will share it in chat, and maybe it's all in Ukrainian, but maybe you have Ukrainian friends and you can share it. Just please do it, because it's so important. Because as our ombudsman said, only 1% of victims call for help, have called for help, because they are afraid. And this just horrible stories when you hear that a 14-year girl was raped by 3 occupiers, and then with mother, she went after liberation, she went with mother to hospital, and they found out that she is pregnant and she can't stop this pregnancy, so she has to carry this baby. I can't even imagine. It's 14 years ago. She has all life in front of her, and how to live with that. And it's not only about girls, it's not only about women, it's about boys and men. It's horrible stories. And also, I wanted to add that there are not only NGOs who helps. We have a free psychological support hotline, which is organized by our ombudsman and UNICEF. So you can call it and share your trauma with professionals, and they will help. And you can call Prosecutor General of Ukraine to start this. I forgot the word. Criminal
proceedings.
Yes. Thank you, Yemi. And fresh new how government might help. The Minister of Justice just today or yesterday announced that all the victims will receive financial support, and victims of rapes are in the list. And while I was looking for this information, one fact I become familiar with one fact that I didn't knew before. If you have witnessed sexual violence, you have also been a victim of crime. So if you were a witness, please contact these phones. Contact this 103, which is like 911, but only medical assistance. Ask for psychological assistance. It's very important to save your mental health, to save your psychologist. And we have this sensitive topic implemented into art. And I will ask Nata to share more about this sphere. Nata, please join us.
Yes, thank you, Alexandra, and hello, everyone. I would like to share some information with you. Maybe if it's possible to say to finish at the higher end our presentation. Of course, it's very sensitive topic in general, the same as the war is, and it's not about any like I don't know, funny moments or something, but at least we know that everything what people feel, I mean, whether they feel guilty, they feel happy, they feel sad or something, art can make it visible, yes? So via dancing, via paintings, via music, or like any other channels. And so that's why we put just a couple of paintings, illustrations of Ukrainian artists, which you can also see on the Instagram. And when you see it, like, yes, when it's like visible, you can feel it. And yes, thank you, Alexandra, for the next slide. Like I already mentioned, this topic is very sensitive, but this topic is very important to talk about. And we have our platform, Ukrainer, it's a Ukrainian platform, which tries to spread and make Ukrainians culture popular. Not only culture, but our traditions, how people live, etc. And they highlight very important like news from inside of Ukraine. So they paid special attention to this topic because, and as they mentioned it right, each story is heartbreaking, but it can disappear in our social media, I mean Instagram or Facebook, because social media can consider this insensitive content and social media will not show this to you. So that's why artists paint it, yeah, they make paintings to save it as a collective memory. So here you can see some illustrations, and in the bottom of each illustration there is a tag to the artist, which it's a his or her nickname, which can be found on Instagram. Yes, thank you, it's here. And if you're going to the next slide, there are like more paintings which are very, like, I don't know, very bright, but bright, I mean, with the power of this, I don't know how to say, like burning inside, yes, with the power of being red and the power of Bill, I don't know, of these bad emotions. And even in the middle, you see this picture. It's our national Ukrainian clothes called vyshivanka, which is in blood. Yes, so they try to make this in every different like moments. And we put some nicknames on this slide for this presentation, so you can, yes, you can go to the Instagram and check for these artists, maybe help them with the donations, maybe just see how they see our reality, yes, our Ukrainian reality in nowadays, and how they try to save it and to spread this information across the world, yes, because it's not only inside our country, which is need to be taught. And as far as I know, and for this session, external speakers are always welcome. So maybe during our next sessions, we try to invite some artists from Ukraine. We will think how whom could we invite. Maybe there will be a painter, yes, or musician, or some person who can share how this war influenced his or her art life and how he or she can share with this. And the last thing I want to ask you, yes, it's again about your powerful help, which we all feel, but again, please help us spreading the information, sharing the information, signing the petitions, which Danka mentioned at the beginning of our session, yes, about Azovstal. And again, we want to remind you about our next meeting. We think that it's necessary to plan it in advance, yes, and just to be reminding and schedule it in your calendars that it will happen on the 18th of May at 5 p.m. Central European Time. And we know that it will be our like 10th meeting. It's just like, if the occasion will be good one, we will say that we can like celebrate because it's kind of anniversary. It's not, because we understand that with this long process, the war is happening, yes, like the months is 1 month by month it's going, but we also understand that we'll need to keep it alive and we need to talk about it. So thank you so much for your attention, and thank you. That's all from my side.
All right, thank you so much, Nata, and thank you, Danka. Thank you so much. Can we please show them some love? Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was not easy to listen to, and it's clear that it probably wasn't easy for you to prepare, because obviously you shared with us just a selection of what you saw. And to present anything to us, you obviously had to listen to it or watch it or read it. So yeah, I don't know what to say other than I really hope that we have some good news soon that can soothe all this pain, because the trauma is suffered by all of us who experienced it even indirectly. So I'm so sorry that you have to suffer this. I'm sorry for everybody who suffers this. I'm obviously very sorry for those who suffer this directly, and they continue to suffer this every day. Thank you so much for sharing. Family, as promised, we're going to open the floor and you can react. You can ask a question. This is a safe space, okay? And you can ask a question directly to our Ukrainian brothers and sisters or to anybody here, or you can just share how you're feeling. All right, let me stop there. And I've promised Hadi and Agnes that they will get the mic first. So let's start with Hadi. You've got the microphone, and then Agnes. So Hadi, please unmute, and then please share with us any thoughts or questions or comments.
All right. Hello, everybody. I hope I am audible enough to be heard.
Yes.
Definitely, I was feeling good that I was coming here and talking to my Ukrainian brothers and sisters to be there for them emotionally. But then along the way, I felt really sad because all of the things that I heard was really not good at all. It's terrible. When war happens, it destroys people, it destroys families, it destroys everybody. And people who are around can't do anything because we have limitations. But what we can offer is emotional support, and that is it. And pray for you. Allah knows, God knows that I always pray for Ukrainians to be out of this mess. Definitely, it's not easy. They're being ruined, and some of them will leave with this for the rest of their lives, and it would have a scar in their hearts. And I just want to say that you're not alone in this, and you have your brothers right here, your sisters right here. We're always praying for you, and we pray that you get out of this in safe hands, and that is it. And all love goes to UPG, the UPG team that actually set up this thing, that we could come here and share our thoughts and also share our love and support to the Ukrainian brothers and always also give them the platform to share their emotions, what they feel and what they're going through. It's not easy. When they talked, you could see that it was not easy at all. Like, you can't explain your own hardship. It will make you cry, you will feel hurt, but they've really tried. And shout outs and love to the presenters and everybody who's here. Thank you so much. And thank you, Yemi, for giving me the opportunity to talk again. I haven't talked in a while. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hadi. Thank you so much.